Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Master Chief versus Master Chief versus Brute Warrior 2-pack. And I'll be honest and say that this set was one of the ones that really did not interest me from this line. Mainly just because it's just another Chief, and we've gotten a lot of Chiefs in this Halo Infinite line. But, you know, I went ahead and got it because I wanted to review it for you guys, and it has Craig. So, let's go ahead and crack this open. It's a blister pack, which means total destruction, opening up the box. Goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. Alright, so there's some of the weapons out. Craig's stand. Chief stand. Craig and Chief are now out. And we've got some instructions. Looks like another pack of some weapons. And that's it. And the box is now in shreds. Alrighty, so let's make some sense of this mess. We'll put Chief on his stand. We'll give him an AR. And this Chief stand, I will tell you right away, is exactly the same as the one from Chief versus the Arbiter. And now we have the Brute himself, Craig, who we all know is the true leader of the Banished. There he is, his stand. Craig's stand. We've got some Brute Spiker grenades, a painted shock rifle / bolt action rifle, an old style energy sword, which is really neat, some instructions. Okay, just telling you how to build the figures, parts checklist. Luckily they Wait a moment. I almost said luckily they put the ammo counter on the rifle for you, but they didn't. It's inside this bag. That tiny little piece. I do not really like how they make that piece just kind of floating around. And we've got a I think this is called a mangler. I think. And it looks like it might be the same as the one that came with the Hero's Gungnir. We've got one of these sidekick pistols. And then a pair of frag grenades. So let's go ahead and take a look at Chief. Let's go ahead and take a look at Chief. So the thing that makes this Chief different... Well, let's take a look at his AR first. That's a very nicely painted AR, and I believe it's the same as the one that comes with the Heroes Recon figure. But we'll take a closer look at the weapons in just a second, and we'll compare those. So the thing that makes this Chief different is the fact that he has a silver dry brush. And I'm not going to lie, I am not impressed with this silver dry brush at all. I mean, it's kind of really concentrated on this arm. Oh, wow. His shoulder armor is a little on the loose side. Yeah. I'm not impressed by this silver dry brush whatsoever. There's not much on the back. It looks like pretty much all of it ended up on that arm. And that is really derpy. That head is pretty nice. The visor is applied well. The lights are pretty good. The vents on the side of the head are pretty good. That's a nice head. And it's got a tiny bit of silver dry brushing. But aside from that, there's really not much to note here. Let me drop in. There is the Warthog Rally Master Chief. Visor is different on this guy. It's a little bit more metallic here. Let's see. Here is the Chief from the Pelican. Again, the visor is more metallic here. And then we have the Master Chief from the Comic-Con exclusive Master Chief collection. Visor colors are pretty similar. Honestly, the visor is pretty comparable. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So, not the star of the set. I'm not real impressed with this Chief. Why would you buy this set for Chief, though, when it comes with Craig? So, we'll take his gravity hammer off. We'll take a closer look at it in a second. I'm pretty excited about that, actually, because that's my first gravity hammer I have ever gotten. And then we're going to take a look at Craig himself. That helmet is printed quite nicely. Of course, that's not the real star of the show. The real star of the show is the face underneath. The very wise gaze of Craig the Brute. Chest plate is printed up very well. I don't see any printing mess ups so far. Shoulder armor has some bolts printed on it, and that's the same shoulder armor the Arbiter uses, I believe. He's got red spikes on his forearms. Not really any print around the back, but that's okay. He has the old style brute feet, which is great. I really like that. He's got a printed little like loincloth thing. And yeah, I'm really glad that Mega put Craig in such a small set, so it's really easy for you to get him, because you know he's a very desirable figure. And if he were in a big set, that would probably make some people upset that they could not get him. So, that's pretty nice. They did not really put his name on there for some reason. It just says Brute Warrior. It really should just say Craig. But that's okay. It still looks pretty nice. And again, there's another look at his head. And that is a very well done head sculpt. Very accurate to in-game Craig. Alright, so let's take a look at the weapons. Here is the Volt Action Rifle slash shock rifle. It's got some silver dry brushing on the blade. It's got some matte gray print on a couple sections. It's pretty nice. Although Craig's bulky arm guards make him have to hold it off at an angle like that or like that. So he can easily hold it across him like so, but pointing it forward is a little bit difficult for him. Then, as I said before, we've got a gravity hammer, which I am really happy with this because this is my first gravity hammer that I've gotten. It's such a cool looking piece. It's got some silver print on it. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And here is the Mangler, I think it's called. And then here is the Mangler from the Heroes figure, which actually I did not realize that the Heroes one had print for the bullet areas. But it looks to me that these are pretty much exactly the same, which it's a nice weapon, so I'm not going to complain. Pair of Brute Spike Grenades. This is the first of these that I've gotten, and I've seen other people have these things bend up really easily. They feel very flimsy. frag grenades. Pretty simple. The AR, which, let's see, it is indeed the same as the one from the Recon. Again, it's a good weapon, so that's not really a problem. We have the Sidekick, which has a little bit of dark print on it. And I've said before, but I really do not like this gun. Like, the piece itself is fine, and I like what Mega has done, but I don't like the fact that it replaced the Magnum. And then we have an old style energy sword, which confuses me a lot why they decided to go with old style. And I know it's not a mistake because it showed it on the box. But for kicks, there is the two styles side by side. Well, there you have it. That is Master Chief versus Craig. And my thoughts on this set is it's a very good set. It's a great way to get Master Chief in a small set. It is a great way to get Craig. We get a lot of nice weapons. We get that fantastic energy sword, that fantastic gravity hammer. Some nice stands. Obviously, Craig's is not fully correct since it does not say Craig and it merely says Brute Warrior. But still, that can be excused since it looks nice. Chief was really kind of lackluster, and that silver dry brushing did not go well. Mega does not seem to have a good track record with those silver dry brushes. But overall, it's a very good set. I believe it retails for about $10, and I'd say that's definitely fair. So if you come across it in a store, definitely get it because you don't want to miss out on Craig. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.